Oh my god. I'm so excited right now. Holy shit. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to FlexiJ Anime and to another Lord of the Mysteries reaction video. This is gonna be a big one. I have a lot planned, so I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you so much for being here. Let me give you the rundown really fast about what we're about to discuss before I jump into today's episode. Episode 7, I'm looking forward to it. But we have to address some things first. There's some comments I would love to shout out. There's some things I want to talk about the last episode, but also I want to theorize craft on a few things that I have not really touched on yet, so I hope you find that enjoyable. Also, I have a segment planned. We're going to be diving into every single time the feather has shown up, and we're going to have a discussion about that. We're gonna have a feather sighting discussion. So yes, a lot of very exciting things to talk about today. And then of course, we'll head into the reaction and oh my God, who knows what's gonna happen to me next after that. But this is what I love to do. I think that because each episode is a pretty massive whirlwind and there's so much information going on, that there's just so many different levels, so many layers. And so after experiencing an episode, it's really nice to kind of digest it and then talk about it in the next episode. So that's what I've been doing. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on this video. Please subscribe if you aren't already and leave your comment down below, like always, and let me know what you guys think about this discussion, about my theories. I'm gonna kind of go there a little bit. I have to talk some things through, and maybe I'll be completely off and wrong, and that's fine. I just want to get it out there. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the conversation as well as the episode. I'm really excited about it. I am aware of the drama circulating around the Lord of the Mysteries, reactors, and all of that stuff. I'll keep it vague and I'll just say that, but I just want you guys to know that I'm aware of it. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being so kind. Every reactor is different. They do their own thing. I'm gonna just continue doing my own thing over here. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I'm not gonna be farming the content or doing anything like that. I have nothing but respect for all of the other creators, and that's that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I absolutely see everything. Thank you guys so much for clarifying certain things, like how the reason why Elizabeth was having those nightmares is because she actually visited the castle. She fell, some of her blood was left behind, and so that's sort of why there was that weird connection, and she was having those nightmares about the place and the night. I guess that was in the novel that they didn't include, like they didn't include that detail in the episode. So thank you so much for letting me know. That makes a lot more sense because that was kind of confusing. Azik's backstory, which was incredible. That moment with the curse, though, I think I misread that moment thinking that she was placing a curse, but there was so much happening. Looking back on it and then also reading some of your guys' comments, perhaps that woman was a seer and was divining that a curse will bring death, and maybe he is the curse. Maybe Azik is that curse, because that was happening at the same time that he was literally causing death and destruction. So I like the idea that that woman was actually a very old seer and was divining that. That's interesting. Azik and his son, the way that he used the bloodline tracing, the fact that, I don't know, it went into Klein and then we saw that gate with all of these skulls, and people in the comments theorizing that potentially, because he's lived so long, those could be all of his ancestors, which is wild to think about. And I'm just still a bit confused as to why when he did bloodline tracing, it went to Klein and then the skull disappeared. And I don't know, it led me along like an interesting path, interesting thoughts. Who is Klein really? Did it connect to him because of his power and that erratic power that Azik saw in his fate? Does it have anything to do with that? Does it have anything to do with who Klein actually is? Is he an ancestor? I don't know, there's a lot of questions that I have about who Klein really was before he shot himself in the head and the whole transmigration thing happened, to be honest. I have a lot of questions around that. We will get into that more during the feather discussion. But as I was looking through everything and going episode to episode and clocking all of the moments when the feather does show up, I noticed something kind of important. And I want to talk about it before we dive into the whole feather thing, okay? Doomsday. I completely forgot that episode 1 starts out with showing Doomsday, which we are probably leading up to. The whole show, though, started, and I can't believe this. I think it's because we watched episode 1 and episode 2, and there was so much going on. And so I completely forgot about the chaos at the very beginning. I want you to understand this. I didn't realize we were building up to a Doomsday, and it's roughly a month away now because last episode we got a date. And so what triggered me into looking this up? Everything with Azik's son and how it was very recent. This happened very recently. They were saying that this castle is centuries old, but it's not known to have this issue. Something tells me that it's connected. I don't know why, I just feel like it could be with this freaking notebook that everyone's after. Everything happening with Klein, the fact that the three of them basically had a suicide event after reading the notebook or something. Something wild happened. I remember in episode 1, when we had Leonard and Dunn on the scene, Welch and Naya's death, they said, wait, I wrote it down, signs of black divination or a sacrifice of a Beyonder. What does that mean? And Klein wasn't a Beyonder before, right? So was Naya or Klein, or was there a fourth person involved? What does it mean, sacrifice of a Beyonder? Black divination, that makes sense because I do think that something led them all to do that to themselves. I think something told them to do that. Maybe they read something in the text, they started a ritual, and then all hell broke loose. But in that episode, we started September 9th, Doomsday of Tengen City, which is where we are. He got impaled. We see the full card, and then the whole city erupts. So then, I was like, no, there's no way he would die there. He's not gonna die in a month, guys, is he, right? Is this where season 1 is leading up to? And then it made me remember Azik and how he could potentially save Klein's life. Klein divined that if he keeps his secrets, he doesn't share it with the Nighthawks, then in the future, Klein would be saved by him. So that massive explosion, I think, could be two things. It could be the dangerous power and the fate that Azik sees, which, by the way, he said in the last episode that he sees that he is like innately tied to it for some reason. It could be that event, and it could be some kind of power erupting within Klein himself, or it could be Azik saving him. Maybe not. So I'm wondering if it's all going to be leading up to that moment. And I can't believe I forgot, and I'm so glad that I went back and looked. Also, when I went back, I listened to the dub, and oh my gosh, it sounds amazing, guys. I'm gonna be watching the episodes back in full with the dub. I love what they are doing. The VAs are doing an amazing job. There's like a British accent going on, which feels right. And also, Klein's VA, when he transmigrated, he sounded different in his head than he did when he spoke. He had an accent, and then in his head he did not. I don't know if any of you saw episode 1 in the dub and noticed that, but also when we were in the gray fog and we had that scene for the first time, it really helped the scene and made it really clear that Klein was pretending and was trying to come up with some sort of character or aura. Who am I? You know, the hangman was like, I'm sorry, but who are you and why are we here, right? So then he was like, that's true, who am I? And then he has a completely different voice when he speaks to them. And it just is a little more noticeable than in the Chinese. And it made it more clear that, yes, he was putting on an act. He's pretending. I don't know. Check it out if you haven't yet, but I thought that it was really good. And I can't wait to watch the rest of the episode and all the other episodes in the English dub. But I'm really glad that I went back and looked because it's helping me put the pieces together even more. We're gonna talk about the feathers now. Yes, I'm so excited. Okay, in episode 2, we have the very first sighting of the feather. And episode 2 was a pretty big one, guys. I think this is why I thought that maybe there was one in episode 1, because we watched 1 and 2 together. Right after Dunn invites Klein to become a Beyonder, we see the feather. It shows a shifting from evening to daytime, and then the camera lifts up. The feather moves from a main street up over some buildings and then falls right here in this alleyway. They were just having a conversation about the Antigonus notebook and then asked Klein to become a Beyonder. And then this feather was part of the transition scene. So very interesting that the first sighting comes up when we start talking about Beyonders, when Klein is asked to become a Beyonder, and when we are talking about the Antigonus family notebook. Also, these 3 characters, Dunn, Leonard, and Klein. The next one is very interesting. It is Elliot Vickroy, the kidnapping. Look at that feather. It seems like it's kind of where it landed at the beginning of this episode. And then he sees the feather and walks straight in. And that is as Leonard and Klein are in the carriage, and Klein is using his cane and searching for the lost child. Okay, and then this is a major one that I forgot about. This is really fucking weird what happens to this one, guys. It floats down and then bursts like a little bubble, and almost it disappears into like green. And then these 2 come back to life. Something weird ends up happening. It either disappeared like, oh no, shit's about to go down. I gotta go. Or it caused it. It caused them to turn. And I think this is also the same episode where we get the mention of uncontrollable Beyonders. I'm not sure if that's what these 2 are, these people who kidnapped this boy, or if it's some other kind of curse, but I believe they are uncontrollable Beyonders. But as they're having this conversation, it floats down and you hear the music, and then in between it bursts, and then they immediately begin to move. That one has the sound of the writing and the eerie wah, 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 wah music. Because there's sometimes when the writing isn't there, and there's sometimes when there is writing, but so that had both. And I can't believe that it acted in this way, that it just popped and it's green. So that's something interesting that we should keep an eye out for. That one didn't have any sound. The very first one has the writing sound and the music. It's the introduction of it. Yep. Okay, guys. So yeah, episode 2 was pretty packed with feathers. Episode 3 is incredibly interesting. I just realized something, and I don't know if anyone has. I'm just gonna say it right now. We don't get a sighting of the feather in episode 3. No feather. But after this fight, as Klein picks up the Antigonus family notebook, and if you want to look this up yourself, it's 1717 is the timestamp, before the clown attacks. And as he moves the rocks, as Klein moves the rocks and picks it up, there is probably 1 second of the same musical note, the violin, that plays every single time a feather is shown on screen. I got so excited earlier today when I recognized and when I noticed this. I'm pretty sure this is, without showing a feather, connecting the dots of the feathers and the Antigonus notebook, this freaking family. And I think they have something to do with each other. There's the writing. Everyone's after this notebook. All of these evil orders. I think the Aurora Order 2, who worships the true creator. So I'm wondering if any of this dark stuff also has to do with the true creator. So there's a lot of threads. But listen, take a look. And I do have the dub pulled up, but it is 1 string. It is the same note that plays.
Finally, the Antigonus notebook.
That's all. You guys hear that? It is the same. You can't tell me that's not the most insane connection, foreshadowing event with everything that was going on in this episode. and not seeing any feathers, and after that amazing battle, and you're so afraid of this guy right here, are you gonna pay attention to that one note that happens in the music? It's pretty easy to miss. So yeah, I was really excited when I found that. That's all for episode 3. That is definitely the melody. That's part of the melody that plays every single time the feather shows up. I don't know if I just blew your mind, or if you wanted me to notice this, if you had already noticed it and you were freaking out about it and I just noticed it. Let me know in the comments. And this sparks my interest in connecting the Antigonus notebook with the true creator, because I feel like I have begun to connect the feather with the notebook or that family and what they were doing. But this moment, for some reason, the feather shows up. Anas Vincent's death. Accept your master's grace. He's taken out. We have Klein and Dunn show up, and this dialogue, I also suspect Vincent had ties to an evil order that's eyeing the Antigonus family notebook.
凡森特同一些觊觎安提戈努斯家族笔记的邪恶组织有关。
So we have an evil order mentioned, the Aurora Order, who worships the true creator. We have the Antigonus family notebook brought up, and we have these two characters, Dunn and Klein, again, on the scene. And with that one, it also has the writing. So it has a small sound of the writing and the music. And I remember being confused because all of a sudden, Dunn, I believe he enters a nightmare where he like looks at Vincent, and then through looking at him, he sees the true creator. What kind of evil entity is the true creator? And when we see the true creator, there's feathers everywhere, you guys. Feathers all over the place. And I remember thinking, okay, because we're in a different realm, because this isn't in like our current reality where Dunn actually is, and Klein, and the dead body of Vincent and this house, can we see the feathers like this? Because are they feathers from a god or from the true creator? And if it's connected to the true creator and this notebook, like what does that mean? Also, why would there be feathers there? You don't see feathers on the god's body. There was, for some reason, feathers surrounding Dunn. Maybe it was a protection? I don't know, guys. But that is the feather sighting in episode 4. The important things to note is that when they're talking about Vincent's connection to the Aurora Order, this evil entity, and the family notebook, we see the feather, we hear the music, and we hear the writing. Also, we still have the mystery of Hornacis or Hornacis and Phlegria. And what was Klein doing before this whole transmigration event? Everything that happened in episode 2 where Klein was like, wait, Klein has been here before. He was being called. There's always like a bunch of eyes that show, and then the repetition of those two names. I feel like more and more we might uncover what he was up to before his suicide. And we also have to keep in mind what he wrote down, like everyone will die, including you. Maybe that has to do with Doomsday. I'm not sure, you guys, but this is really interesting, right? Episode 5. Now, there wasn't any feather sighting there, unless you want to count that bird that we saw that was in the underground market. But I don't think we're going to count that because we didn't hear the music either. We didn't hear the writing, and it was a bird. I'm not really sure what to think of that, to be honest. Maybe that's a red herring of some kind. I don't know. Maybe it's the anime being like, what do you think of this? I don't know. Or maybe it is connected. I have no idea. But we're not going to count that as a feather. But I did think, and this is the eye I'm talking about, guys. This is the eye I'm talking about. Maybe I mentioned it earlier in my discussion, but as I briefly went through episode 5, and when Klein was doing the divination and trying to figure out this guy's nightmare and seeing if he missed anything, right? He made eye contact with Triss, who was in that dream. So I think that means that Triss was there and a part of the destruction of that ship, basically. But when Klein looked at Triss, he then saw this and then was transported here. And we see the table again. we see the throne and we see this, which in episode 6, when he sits down with the professor and he's reading that notebook, the Hornacis Mountains, he says it looks a lot like the castle I saw in my dream divination, which happens here in episode 5. It also kind of looks very similar to the gray fog and how he said there's a great throne that didn't belong to humans. I find that very interesting because also if you look at the gray fog, he also has a very long table and he also has a throne that doesn't seem like it should or like it does belong to a human, yet he is a human and he's sitting in it. So it makes me wonder if they are connected in any way. How many of these exist? And I don't know why I'm connecting that red eye to the true creator, but I am. And maybe it's because when we saw the true creator, there was that red eye on its forehead. I don't know. Maybe it's misleading as well. But I remember he was contemplating, like, am I being lured by some evil god? Episode 6 was a pretty big one, so let's talk about it. But yeah, episode 5, we didn't get a feather, but we did get this interesting connection with this scene here, this castle and this vision, this castle that he divined, which looks just like the Hornacis Mountains, or doesn't look just like, but is it resembles. Also, it's just insane that corpse collector pathway sequence unknown. I mean, he must be really high up. I saw some great theories in my comments. One of them was theorizing off of how everything that happened with the sun at the beginning of this episode and how Klein gained through glancing and surviving, looking upon a deity, surviving that because of the gray fog. And he gained sequence 4, basically like a little gift for surviving that, you know, just by looking, he gained some knowledge, and that was sequence 4. We'll see what he does with that, if he sells it, but maybe he needs to keep that hidden from the church, because I feel like as far as these pathways go and all of the sequences, all of these potion ingredients, I feel like they're very secured. They're kept secret. It's part of the power that these churches have. Oh, if you want access to this pathway, you need to follow our church and you need to gain access that way, right? So the fact that he knows sequence 4 without having any involvement with that church, that could be dangerous. And yeah, he could sell it. Not really sure. I'm curious to see where that goes. But someone in the comments was saying that maybe that was foreshadowing to what his actual sequence is. Maybe he is a sequence 4 corpse collector pathway. But he just doesn't remember because he's lived so many lives. Also, that gate that opened and all of those skulls fell out, it just sort of shows how many lives he's lived and all of his ancestors, and really just how old he is. It's kind of wild, and you know, he has no memory of it. It's really insane. But this is the moment in this episode where we see the feather, and it's right after he says untraceable, after he was using the bloodline tracing, which went into Klein. And there's no writing there. It's just the song, and it goes on for quite a while. As he says once again, also, I felt that erratic power in your fate. And when they were in his study, he brought up this erratic power in Klein's fate and how he feels like he's innately connected to it. Yeah, he said, part of your fate points very implicitly to me. What is this erratic power in his fate? Does it have something to do with the gray fog? Does it have something to do with what Klein was up to before the transmigration occurred? And I don't know if it has anything to do with the bloodline tracing and why he couldn't find the person. Like, okay, let me go to this. Someone damaged the corpse suppression ritual. So then he did bloodline tracing. He couldn't find the skull. I was walking around my house. I was trying to figure out what the fuck this all means. If it's untraceable, the fact that it's untraceable, and then the feather falls, and then we were talking about Klein's fate and how there's danger in it as well. He mentioned that in the study. It is, unfortunately, there's danger and erratic power in your fate. I think there's some kind of ritual that happened that maybe his son's skull was used for. And I'm just gonna blatantly theorize and throw things out there right now, which might sound ridiculous. What if Klein's a descendant? There was something that bothered me about the visuals of how this moment was portrayed. Let me try and find it for you. The son runs, and then he looks, and then he sees Klein. And I don't know, something about the visuals in that moment, and maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe this is Azik remembering his son and then looking up and then seeing Klein and then having the realization that, like, my son's dead. That's not my son. But also, what if Klein is a relative? What if they're teasing some sort of connection between Klein and Azik? Did the three of them go to this place, open up the casket, take the skull, go back to their house, and do some weird ritual, and then they all killed themselves? Like, I don't know. Why? Why? Why else? I'm like literally trying to connect all the dots. It's kind of making me spiral into several different directions. Obviously, I need to know more. I obviously don't have the full picture, but I just want to share with you where my brain is going and what I'm juggling of, like, oh, what could be, what couldn't be. And he said, once again, I felt that erratic power in your fate. Did he feel the feather falling? And he was like, oh, I feel this erratic power. Or did he feel it because of the bloodline tracing and how it went into him? I'm just wondering, how does he feel it? It's very great. Yeah, the power is very great. But don't worry, I will find him. And perhaps I will help you. That goes back to what Klein divines about how Azik will probably save his life in the future, I think. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff to contemplate, and this was very long. So we gotta dive in to the fucking episode. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you found that interesting. This might be my longest Lord of the Mysteries reaction video so far. Episode 6 was my longest. Usually they're around 40 to 45 minutes. I think the last episode was like 50 something. This might be an hour, but you know what? I think it's worth it. There's so much to talk about, and I could make other videos highlighting specific aspects, but I also do like combining everything in one full package for you guys. I'm sure there are some things I'm forgetting to bring up, but let's dive into this new episode, episode 7, and let's see what's going on, and let's see if there's another feather sighting that we can add to the list. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. As you can see, there's definitely some similarities and some themes that are present every single time the feather shows up. The Yonders, the Antigonus notebook, Dunn, Klein, the true creator. And you know, I'll throw out one more wild thing. In episode 1, they did this thing with the animation where right after the transmigration, it's like he felt a hand on his shoulder. He woke up, he was like, oh my God, who's there? Then he looked at himself in the mirror, and you see Klein, and then you see Klein. It's really creepy, and it happens twice. And this is something that I have not even questioned yet. But what happened to the real Klein and his soul? Is he really gone? Or could the actual Klein, could he be some way connected to these feathers? What if the real Klein and what if his soul is still around somewhere somehow because of what they were doing? Some dark divination, maybe there's some kind of curse that's going on. And another thing I have to remember is that when they were looking for Welch and Naya, they couldn't find their souls. So what does that mean about Klein and his soul as well? Yeah, I have no idea, but I also wanted to throw that out there. Okay, guys, let's dive into episode 7. Oh my God. What is going to happen today? Is it going to be another insane episode? Last episode was so good. Thank you guys so much for hearing me out. I hope you enjoyed that discussion. This has taken me hours. It's basically been my whole day. And yeah, we're just getting started. Episode time, you guys. Let's go. Without further ado, it's episode 7 of Lord of the Mysteries. Let's go.
有什么想问的，尽管问。只要我知道的，都会告诉你。
Oh, cool. We're picking up where we left off a bit.
关于我命运中不协调的波动，您现在还能看出来什么吗？常遇见巧合的事情。巧合？也许线索就藏在其中。比如你之前
Ooh.
来找我时提过的安提戈努斯家族笔记。
Guys. Not that sending chills down my spine after the entire discussion we just had together. Did I choose the perfect episode to do that with? Look at that. Okay, officially, episode 7, it happened. 2 minutes in! He asked about that erratic fate. And then he was like, well, in the last 3 months, have you noticed any coincidences? The fucking family notebook? The last 2 to 3 months. Well, he can't go back that far. He transmigrated roughly a month ago. Whoa. Oh no. Coincidence. New character. Was that the notebook? One second now. It's really hard to see. What the fuck? I thought it was safe. Is that it or something else? August 20th. Okay. Oh, wow. Yum.
早上好，尼尔先生，克莱恩。
早上好，科恩里。
That looks
今天
nice.
是什么？
我昨天订婚。
Oh, he's blushing. How
那
cute.
真是值得庆祝的大喜事。
停更职业者小队终于要摆脱单身诅咒了。
摆脱诅咒。
Breaking the curse? Oh, that's a good idea. What is she about to do? Okay, wait. Sleepless Pathway, sequence 8. Midnight Poet, right. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I've met her.
猎魔人爱上美艳女巫，凄美的绝世虐恋。
Oh.
好家伙，爽点齐全。赌文网文
Funny.
需要你，西家女神。它带来了欢乐和惬意。
Yeah, this is a Monday morning. They're all drinking wine.
然而你并不会写诗。
今天的巡视安排，
Yeah, finish your cake.
科里、西加、西区和金武同去，我和弗莱负责北区加拉菲尔墓园。
明白。
Oh.
队长，我呢？不是吧，队长？安排工作也能忘？陪伴
No.
放眼独有的风格。
待会儿你去杰弗莱办，值守查尼斯门。
就我一个人吗？
Hold on. Watch over the Chinese gate. Also, who handed over the... If that was the diary at the beginning, who was that? Because wouldn't that be someone betraying the Nighthawks? That's not done, is it? Let me just...
值守查尼斯门。
That's gonna bother me. No, that doesn't look like done, and I don't know if that's a notebook, but okay. Suspicious.
听到什么声音都不要打开查尼斯门，除
Okay.
非它从里面被打开。
Okay.
紧张了，好吧？
份述职报告给圣堂评估，不少于1万字。
Whoa.
1万字的。
You see Leonard laughing? Oh my god.
艾略特被绑架案，
Oh,
凡森特魔镜黑占卜案，
cool.
德维尔图书馆。
What? Is there knocking coming from
是查尼斯门。
the inside of the gate? God, that looks so good. Wait, what does that mean if it's opening from the inside, though? Oh my god. Help! It looked like a clown?
值守查尼斯门失控是很严重的，别的教区发生过这样的惨案，当值的所有职业者
What?
全数失踪， 死不见尸。
Oh, great.
出什么事了？
Is he sleepwalking? Wait, what is going on?
尼尔先生，
上午尝试了下仪式魔法，
Okay.
关系事。
你依然是我们值得信赖的同伴。
What was he given?
怀疑我，真是厄运布偶。可几十年来，他从未表现出任何活着的特性。
Huh.
突然之间活过来，还能引诱门里面。
受了新来的其他封印物的影响。
Oh, it's been affected by an
新
artifact.
增的封印物Antigonus
Yeah. Oh my god. How is the notebook affecting this doll? What the hell is going on with this damn family notebook? I swear. Yeah, and it only stayed there for a few nights. It's not there anymore. It was, wasn't it? It was being transported. But now I have the impression that during the transportation, it didn't meet its destination and it was sold. I guess we'll see. Whoa. Ooh. Oh, yes! They found some.
读那些花儿一样的罗塞尔密文啊！我真是太鲁莽、太愚蠢了，竟然想观察于这些。
Don't look. Don't observe. Because they're like, what kind of, is he a god of some kind? Don't gaze directly upon a god, right? Wow, this is cool. Okay, I mean, I was so caught up in the family notebook. Now we're here, we're in the fog. Right, it is a Monday. He has his Monday meeting at 3.
7月14日，我又见到了那位神秘的查拉
Ooh.
图先生。
查拉图的话，第4届的查拉图家族后裔。
他居然是古老组织密修会的首领。
Oh.
查拉图，他的序列9是占卜家，第一序列阶段严格扮演下魔药消化的时间，窃取出一件危险的封印物——安提戈努斯家族的情况，他笑而不语。我去他妈的笑而不语！等我成为高序列强者，看到一个占卜家就揍一个。
我想请问，什么时候才能彻底消化掉观众魔药？
好问题，正义小姐。
则半年，长则半年，短则1月。
感谢您的解惑，愚者先生，我没问题了。
Okay. Interesting that they both had different reactions. He thought of the long term, half a year. She thought of the short term. Okay. Whoa, listener. Hold on. Recently, I've heard rumors of a Sequence 8 listener from the Aurora Order. What is Sequence 8 listener, guys? I wouldn't want that around. Hearing all my secrets.
正在寻找真实造物主的圣所。
真实造物主，
不少隐秘组织认为，造物主并没有核心，就是真实
Left behind a
造物主
core, the true creator.
据传，倒吊人这张牌，罗塞尔大帝参照
Whoa,
的
whoa,
就是真。
whoa, whoa. Okay, Mr. Hanged Man, talking about the Hanged Man. Oh, allegedly the card of the Hanged Man was created by the Emperor using the True Creator as reference. So people think the tarot card, the Hanged Man, is a reference to the True Creator and that the Emperor based his design off of the True Creator. That's very interesting.
我更愿意称呼他为堕落造物主。堕落。
The Fallen Creator.
愚者先生，评价真实造物主这样的，还是信奉真实不堕落造物主的非凡者，失控的比例确实远高于正。
Tend to lose control more often than non-worshippers. I mean, yeah, we have kind of seen that, right? These beyonders and these people that lose control, that worship the true creator. What, so should I call him the fallen creator? How many names is he gonna have? The fallen creator? The true creator? The hanged man?
我需要支付怎样的报酬？
Oh,
更多的罗塞尔日记，
yeah.
或者安提戈努斯家族的任何情愫，我了解的并不多，只知道其掌握着一条诡异可怕的序列途径。
Terrifying pathway? Which pathway?
可追溯至第3集，灾变刺激众神。
Hold on. The 4th epic. Wait. Oh, this is really cool because in the last episode, we learned about all of the different, like, the events that happened during each epoch. So the family history can be traced back to the third epoch, the Cataclysm epoch. All right, epoch. So it could be traced back to the third. In the fourth, the epoch of the gods. Ooh, wait, we're getting new family names. I'm gonna just write these down really fast. Ooh, all of their names start with A. Ported the Blood Emperor in his quest to form the Tudor Empire. Okay. Ooh, this flash of her. So did she stop them and the Blood Emperor in their quest to create the Tudor Empire? She destroyed it? How did... Okay. Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh man, is he gonna try and do divination right now? Is he gonna try and figure it out on his own? So the Evernight goddess destroyed the Antigonus family? What? Well, she destroyed the fourth epoch, which was the epoch of the gods. So I remember I theorized in the last episode that I wonder if that's when all of these other gods were coming about. And maybe the Antigonus family worships the fallen creator, the true creator. And the Evernight goddess was like, I don't fucking think so. And just squashed their whole family probably. But they have a eerie, what were the words? Eerie and frightening. Okay, the family has a pathway. How interesting that after he transmigrated, after everything that Klein was doing with Welch and Naya, how they found the notebook and did something and then they all killed themselves, how the Evernight Goddess Church, after the transmigration, of all churches, would find him. The goddess that took out that family. Oh my god. Yes, the secret order wanted to steal an item. The family relic. Yes. Seer Pathway. Right. That's how he learned about the next sequence. Does that mean I can obtain subsequent potion recipes from them? Yep. Yo, this is wild. I just had my whole discussion. It couldn't be more perfect because we talked about all that. Now here we are. Now Klein is literally doing the same deep dive. He's going back. He's looking at all the different cases. And we just talked about where the feather showed up every single time. A clue to the family notebook appeared across the room. He was called to that room. And yeah, Azik mentioned coincidences. And on the episode called Coincidences, we have been talking quite a lot about coincidences. Right, he absorbed the notebook's power before leaving the city. Oh, okay, and magic mirror is a part of dark divination, okay, which I happen to discover. Oh. There's interference? No way. Even in here. It was plotted to give you a lead to the notebook? Well, because we were led to that house. Now what? I'm nervous. Guys. Yeah. The clown's corpse. Oh my god. Oh, he's... Oh my god! Okay, there's too much there. There's too much there. That's what we saw at the beginning. That was the guy from the First Order at the beginning. I forgot what he looked like. Wasn't it? Was it? So, who is he? Does this mean that the First Order now has the notebook? Because that's really bad. Was Welch part of the First Order? The blood of the clown. Let me look at this brain. It's glowing, kind of like the feathers, but maybe that has nothing to do with it. He doesn't know the potion, like the ingredients, but he knows the name. In that episode with the clown, it's not like he told him the ingredients, he just told him the next sequence name. Is that right? So, eerie and frightening. It wouldn't be the Seer Pathway, would it? The Emperor, I remember, he regretted not choosing the Seer Pathway. And then all of this with the Antigonus notebook, oh my god. So he's theorizing that if it is the Seer Pathway, then maybe they have the potion ingredients to the clown. That's interesting because his digestion's at a standstill, so that's not good. Okay, wow. Wait, Sirius and Arapis? Is that new? What does that mean? Should I write that down? What is this? Oh my god. It's kind of funny. It's not like he was spiraling or anything, but he was like, what's this and what's that and what's this and who is that? And the notebook again. That's like me at the beginning of this fucking episode, guys, with my discussion. Trying to connect the dots. This is hilarious. Lanevus named as suspect in the wait. What? Investment case in the Hornacis Mountains? What?
除了本人画像，还需要非常详细的真实信息，或者长久使用的相关物品。
那用他的孩子行不行？来，这是我的外甥女梅
With this child, what?
我们都不是风暴之主的信徒，并不认为婚前必
Child? Wait, my niece?
无私卷跑了我们所有的积蓄，讨债的还找上了我们家，我们必须找到他。
如果是已经诞生的婴儿，或许可以，只是很可惜，只需要等待好几个月。
不用几个月。
Oh my god.
请问最近的诊所在哪里
Oh my god, what?
体贴的孩子，每天都会轻轻踢我，还会哼歌，会吹口哨，帮助我入睡。
哼歌吹口哨，他这是打击的吧？
我不会放弃我的孩子。清醒点。
本来是这么打算的。
Also, I have to say, when I looked back at episode 1 at Doomsday, I'm pretty sure there was a woman laying and she looked pregnant and something came out of her stomach. And then I think she turned into like this monster, this curse or something that he was fighting with. I don't know. Probably has nothing in common. She's probably just a random pregnant girl. But it really, really made me think of that, especially because I just rewatched that scene. So yikes. I hope that doesn't happen to her. But it's interesting. Okay. I just had to say that. Wow. He drew that?
我见过这个人。
Oh, great.
大概1个多月前
A month ago.
凡森特先生在，您怀疑凡森特先生的死和这个人有关？
你知道的，占卜家的梦境，或许就是神灵的。
这里写的那样。
福尔斯女士。
福尔斯女士的侦探小说中，凶手往往都潜藏。
这是侦探之魂熊熊燃烧啊！你有听到他？
好像有提到什么遗迹。
遗迹？难道是霍纳奇斯主峰遗迹？
Yeah, I was just about to make that connection too. I was like, okay, this could be nothing, but also it's translated, it's Stormwind, Mountain Villa. It's making me think of what we learned about in the last episode. Yeah, the ruins of the Hornacis range, the main peak. Yeah. Man, all of this stuff all of a sudden coming up about Hornacis. That horse animation. Oh, great. Okay, this guy. Let's go.
霍纳奇斯考古期刊的借阅记录。
谢谢。拉尔布斯，霍纳奇斯山脉铁矿投资诈骗的话，查找相关资料也算合理。 最早出现在5月底，7月14之后一直消失到现在。7月15正是凡森特的死亡。
Yeah.
应该是避风头4阿瑞皮斯。
Oh, that was the name that I just wrote down. Sirius Arapis. July 15th was the date of Vincent's death. Was it? Oh, there he is.
谢谢。请问这些考古器？
那边。
啊！
是他，小丑魔药占卜中见到的那个，这么巧。
What a coincidence.
4等头。
My God, he's right there.
队长他们。
Oh, he's running! He's running! He's running! He's running!
跑了。报警。
Yeah, that's big. Oh my God! Oh, dude! Wait, why was his blood doing that?
是时空前兆。
Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Something or someone running after you on all fours. Okay. Wait, what did he say? An omen of control being lost. Oh, shit. Okay. Wait, so is that guy's name Sirius or Lavinus? There's 2 names that were just brought up. Okay. You got it, you got it, you got it! Oh no. What? Oh!
这就完了，我真是好运之王啊！什么途径？战斗力比我这占卜家还烂。
What pathway could possibly be weaker than a seer like me? Suppliant. Okay. Wait, that is his name. Sirius Arapis. Sequence 9. Secrets Suppliant. Man, why are... Okay, these secret orders. These people who take these potions, these pathways, they're also all of these uncontrollable beyonders, right? All of the ones that are losing control. I really do want to call them uncontrollable beyonders. Let me know if that's the right term to use for this sort of situation. Also, interesting, yeah, he's calling himself weak, weaker than a seer like me. I mean, yeah, he's still pretty new.
人体消散这么快，通灵问笔记的事恐怕来不及了。小丑魔药的配方。
Oh, oh. He's trying to ask his spirit? What is this? Clone potion recipe? What is that? What? Whoa! Oh! Was that the true creator, the hanged man? I think it is! You see the one eye! Oh my gosh! What? What does that mean?
倒吊巨人。
The hanged giant. Oh, fuck.
神识造物。 队长。
Oh my god!
通灵有失控情。
Communicating with the spirit body of a berserk beyonder is a very rash thing to do. Okay. Berserk beyonder. So I was right. Okay. Uncontrollable. Berserk is another word. So he's trying to communicate with his spirit. Yikes. Now he saw the true creator. All of those fucking eyes. What is going on? And it cracked. This, yeah, that red eye. That is the fallen creator. God.
神识造物主。
Yikes.
2次，但不是每次。
Yeah.
抱歉，我有点太心急了。我记住了，队长，不会再有下次了。
遭遇的超凡事件，比我们以前1个季度见到的还要多。
Oh, wow. It's more than what they encounter in an entire season. So this is what I'm saying about this order, this notebook, whatever Klein did with Naya and Welch, some kind of ritual, something that awoke something. All of these people, it's like evil forces have awoken. They're not used to dealing with this on like a weekly basis. The Beyonders incidences you've seen so far are more than we encounter in an entire season. Yeah. Ooh.
尊敬的 Z 先生
Mr. Z.
会22绅士，都是以字母为代号。
Oh, wait a minute. I remember. Oracles. Wait. All 22 oracles of the Aurora Order are represented by letters. Is that guy that we saw kill Vincent? Find anything else of value? No way.
我刚得到了小丑魔药配方，可惜之后就退出了统领，没有其他收获。
还写了什么？
安提戈努斯家族肯定留下了重新复兴的秘密宝藏，占卜家途径的势力，他们对本身的
Wait, at the power.
所谓
As the power that holds the Seer Pathway, the family? As the power that holds the
掌
Seer
握着占
Pathway,
卜本身的复
they should have predictions about their annihilation.
那个宝藏就在霍纳奇斯山脉的主峰，夜之国遗迹的某处。随后。
I feel like a lot of pieces are coming together now. So the hanged man from the meeting said that the Antigonus family has a pathway that's both eerie and frightening. It sounds like they are the owners of the Seer Pathway. I don't know what other word to use, but as the power that holds the Seer Pathway, they, I'm assuming, would be the family, should have predictions about their annihilation. And if we remember that the Evernight goddess destroyed the fourth epic, which is when that family and two other families, the Ammon and the Abraham families, they supported the Blood Emperor and they were trying to bring a new age, a new dawn. The Evernight goddess destroyed that, completely destroyed everything. So there's a reason to believe that this treasure, secret treasure of resurgence, what is that, like coming back to life? Resurgence as in the goal that they had in supporting the Blood Emperor and what they wanted to have happen. Resurgence in that way, like coming back to life and fulfilling what they wanted to have happen. So since they had the Seer Pathway, they should have foreseen how they would have been annihilated, so that they think the treasure is on the main peak of the Hornacis mountain range within the nation of the Evernight ruins. The Evernight ruins. Is that because that's where they were destroyed?
那个宝藏就在霍纳奇斯山脉。我正在为毁灭日做准备，并希望得到您的帮助。等到毁灭日，奉献停根式的全部膏药。卑微的西里斯阿瑞皮斯。
Guys, Doomsday. Oh my god. Wow, what a massive day today, and what a massive video this is gonna be. The fact that today, of all days, I went back to episode 1, I saw Doomsday, I remembered what happened, I was trying to theorize, because we saw him there. Now we just got this fucking order. They are preparing for Doomsday, which is in roughly a month, guys, so yeah, not good.
家族那条诡异可怕的途径，居然是占卜家途径。
Yeah, it must be.
怪不得我服食完魔药后总能听见霍纳奇斯。
That's why?
那弗雷格拉又是什么？
No fucking way.
那个秘密宝藏。
感觉你和非凡者和这些邪恶力量之间有
宿命的羁绊，难不成真的不是巧合？你修会仪式的安提戈努斯。
Oh my god, here we go. Also, there's no such thing as coincidences. There's no such thing. Obviously all connected on purpose for a reason. And I love this. Secret order. Yes. Wait. Oh my god. Let me just see that again. Let's connecting the dots. This is huge. Huge moment. Yes. 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 Whoa! And a high sequence beyonder of the Seer Pathway. Take a screenshot of that. Oh my god, this is me earlier today. You should see, I think I have like 10 pages. Which is interesting that the Emperor was influenced by the leader of the Secret Order. He wishes that he took the Seer Pathway. And because of that, Klein was influenced by the Emperor, who was influenced by the leader of the Secret Order to take the pathway. This is fascinating. And the Evernight goddess, the church, the Seer Pathway is one of the pathways that they have. Does the Evernight goddess church have that pathway because they defeated, years and years and years ago, they defeated this family, and that's how they got the information from the notebook? Perhaps. They must have had it at some point or another. Like where they found the seer potion, at least the first one, maybe they didn't find it from the family notebook, because then wouldn't they have also had the clown potion and a few others? So then where did they get the Seer Pathway? Yeah.
今天我刚到图书馆，西里斯立马就出现，说我要配方，也马上顺利到手。
Yeah.
还有之前的种种巧合，我经历的一切都是幕后之人的设计，让我命运中最初。
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
且最大的巧合是克莱恩开枪自杀那天。
No way.
靠占卜就想找到真相，还是太天真了。
Come on.
毕竟，占卜也不是万能的。
Who is that? What is that? What the hell is happening?
彻底消化了。
Oh! Oh!
不能都依赖占卜。
Relying on divination?
不是万能的，是最后一条扮演手段。成功了。
Oh my God! Oh my God! Wow. Oh, this is amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh! It's his skull. What the fuck? Oh my God. Hold on. Wait. I'm so excited right now. Holy shit. That was an insane... Oh, I'm too excited, but I just really fast. That was insane. To fully digest. Okay, so all that blue, that was him. That was Seer. Oh my God, I'm so excited right now that the skull just showed up after it said 1 month prior. Oh, I wonder what we're about to see, guys. Fuck yes. Okay. Maybe I'm getting too excited, but I swear, I think I know what we're about to see. To fully digest his potion, sequence 9, Seer. That was beautiful what he just did, how he was moving through time and space, it seemed like. But then should we go back and see that again? I mean, oh my God. I'm confused about what happened to him, what we transitioned into. This is brilliant. So everything he was thinking about, it all leads. I mean, Klein's real reason for suicide by gunshot. And I'm so glad that he's finally divining this. He's finally asking, you know? I mean, these are important questions. And he could see that. He could divine it. And I think he's about to. Let's watch this again. So that's him fully digesting the potion. Ah, it's not relying on divination. The potion's been fully digested. Also, yeah, I need to make sure that I read this right. Divination is not all powerful as the final acting principle. Ah, so not completely relying on it. Well, that's fascinating. So sort of like not abusing it, not just solely relying on divination as a seer. Is that because he had that doubt, or because he came to the realization that the divination is not all powerful? This is so sick. What an amazing sequence right here. I love that. And then buildings blocking him from getting there. That's where the person behind the scenes is? Wait. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Man, so important to pause during this show, guys. Okay. 1 month prior. Yes. Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh my god. Okay. Swindler. Marauder Pathway. Okay, wait, I wrote his name down already. So that is, why did they take his skull? We got the pendulum, we have the hanged man, we have a pregnant woman. Spectator Pathway Sequence 7. Oh my god. Oh shit. Is that girl that we saw? No way. Oh my god. Is that guy as well? Hold on. Okay, I knew that the skull was used for some kind of ritual. I didn't predict that. I was like, well, maybe Klein and Welch and Naya used it for a ritual. No, these guys did. And that's why it's untraceable. Okay, so this is the same guy and he's named as a suspect. I swear I just thought I saw him evaporate or turn to goo though. They're trying to bring back, are they trying to bring back the deceased relatives or the power, or are they trying to bring back the family? Do you know what I mean? Okay, wait, that's her niece, not her daughter. Okay, this is that creepy guy's fiance. She's hiding and she's shaking. Is she the girl? That thing that comes out of her stomach, did they just create that? And that's gonna be Doomsday. You guys, her face is covered, but she has blonde hair. Yeah, pray for your coming. Yeah. That's why they needed a pregnant woman. Shit. Is there anything after this? Yes. Okay. Oh, shit. What is that? What is that? No, man. Can you imagine waking up and seeing that? Oh my god. Is it because the notebook doesn't want other people to know? About the vertical pupil full of concealed symbols? What? Okay, well, I'm obviously not going to be able to read all the symbols. So that's what that thing gave him, though? What? I mean, I'll be honest. Does it kind of look like the Seer Pathway? I have not taken any time to look at, like, the symbols for all of the different pathways. This might make more sense to some of you guys than me. But I gotta be honest, the thing at the bottom, where's my screen? This, It kind of reminds me, like it's upside down, but it kind of reminds me of the topaz that he uses to help his divination or to help see. But it's probably not what that is, but it kind of reminds me of it. But this is very interesting. Holy shit. No, wait, hold on. Neil's mysticism classes are now on Crunchyroll as well? What? Okay. Oh, they are. What the hell? Oh my god, and the chibi versions are here as well. That must be brand new. I'm just gonna pull up this scene from episode 1. Since we're talking about Doomsday, since I spent so much time talking about it as well, and since we seem to be getting some serious connections, we're moving towards that moment, and I was mentioning the pregnant woman, and then we saw that ritual at the end of that episode. I'm just gonna play this back for you guys.
The world is an illusion.
Yeah, and it's in the dub.
Bestows blessings.
Jesus Christ, it looks like she has blonde hair, but I don't know, guys.
With filth, darkness. Feeble defiance writhes. I shall make an offering of the sacrificial lambs. You may welcome divinity.
Yeah. Yeah. So that looks pretty fucking bad, right? Okay. Holy shit. This video is gonna be so long, you guys. But there's so much to talk about. This secret order is not messing around. And I am so... what a satisfying moment to see the skull. I was not expecting the order. I was really hoping that we would see Klein, Naya, and Welch and what they potentially did. Because I guessed that they got the skull, but I mean, how would that happen? They're just a bunch of students. Yeah, I don't know. They were mixed up in some pretty intense stuff, but okay, so the secret order must have gone to that castle and taken his head, but then like, why? Why would you need that skull of all skulls? Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happened in this episode. I'm going to let this sink in. I can't wait to read your guys' comments. I've been sitting here for hours and hours and hours, and it's been a wild ride. But what a great episode. A very satisfying one. And finally, we have Klein fully digested in his sequence 9 pathway. So hopefully he can upgrade soon. That would be very cool. Obviously, you can't do it too fast, but that's pretty fast for him to fully digest sequence 9. So it has been roughly 2 months because we're in August now. And I was under the impression it's been roughly 1 month. No, it's been roughly 2. If we started in June, at the end of June. Yeah. Okay. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really digest all of this. It's so funny I'm using that word and Klein just digested his potion completely. I have to digest this. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I really hope you guys enjoyed the feather discussion and some of my wild theories that I threw out there at the beginning of this episode. I like doing that before I learn things, just to see if I'm right or to see how wrong I was. But yeah, we learned a lot today. Some new characters were introduced and the expansion of the Secret Order and also the Antigonus family, how connected they are to the Seer Pathway. A bunch of dots were connected. And nothing is a coincidence. Not even not in real life too. Even if it's like, oh, that's weird. What a funny coincidence. It's because it's meant to be. And so like all of these coincidences in this show, it's so entertaining. I mean, what a wild feeling to transmigrate into someone else's body and suddenly find yourself in this entangled web. If I was him, yeah, it would feel insane. It'd be like, am I here for a reason? Like, why did I transmigrate? I must have been pulled here by something. Like, I must belong here in order to help or solve something or fix something or divine something that no one else can. But like fate is a fickle thing. And there seems to be a lot of danger and chaos in his fate. I can't wait to see the next episode. Can't wait to read your guys' comments. I'm probably gonna forget to bring something up when I stop recording, even though I've been here for hours, but that's fine. I'll add it into the next video. But that's Flexi out, you guys. Your #1 S-rank tier Lord of the Mysteries reactor wishes you a good day, and I will see you in the next one. That's Flexi out, guys. Bye.